Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog.
Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Denver Broncos. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the rookie from Boise State, Alexander Madison. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the curve. Watch the curve.
Throwing is Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Nice play, baby. Nice play.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Stop here, D.
Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Go. Go.
On second down, this is Madison. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play in that situation.
On third down, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now a man who punted for the Broncos for 6 years, Britton Colquitt on to kick it away. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Locke and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 22. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road, takes him down, throws the touchdown pass. And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him. But when he goes out and plays like this on the first drive on the road, he doesn't have to say, I'm here to be your leader. They just need to follow him. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed. And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. Right. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. On second and 7, Cousins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
They'll run it with Madison. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. On second and 9, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him. Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it. No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he
gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
6-man. Check girl.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. 5.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On 1st down, Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down. Fant, the 1st-round pick out of Iowa, taken 20th overall. 2nd tight end taken in the draft. Amazingly, the 2nd Iowa tight end taken in the draft is teammate T.J. Hawkinson. 8th overall, he was selected by the Lions, but Noah Fant really wowed everyone in Indianapolis at the Combine and now trying to parlay that into an impressive NFL career.
Check. 64. Weak.
From midfield, here's Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Watch out.
Hey, orbit.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go! Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. 3rd and long for Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Back, X3. Now.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
61, match box.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Going on the ground with Madison. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And Diggs has it. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. They'll tussle for it, and this is good. Caught. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Cousins now. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cousins. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They look to throw. It's Locke. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Gun. Like 22. Hey, we're good, we're good.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. A first down throw for Cousins. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Hey, yo. Like 22, he's coming.
On second down, Cousins again. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Cut. Hey, 80 weapon.
A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 39, Locke, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
A gain of 15. First down.
Locke now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Break. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Get it.
On 2nd and 11 now. Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
It's just me and you. It's just me.
Chopper!
Check. Switch.
Hey, Alpha!
Check 15.
Shoot!
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete.
Go.
Quick slant there gets him the first down. 6 yards on the play.
First down.
3 quarters in the books. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
You draw portraits. Yes. Hey, Haywood.
Play action. Now it's Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 49. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Here's Madison. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. It's complete. Abdullah. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Cousins. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10, 38. On 1st down, right back to Lindsey. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking...
It got his man complete. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 52 yards. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Locke to throw. He's got his tight end, Jake Bunt. And, he coughed it up, and the Vikings pick up the football.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Here's a give to Madison running right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
25, check 25, check 25.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Here's Cousins. Flushed out right. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 2nd down, it's Lindsey, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium. That certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
loved
did.
The defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for Denver,